meant for the defense.
Yeah, it's Split is a cruel mistress. The one thing that Split does allow, sometimes, not all the time, is for different agents to come on through. This is a map where we'll sometimes see the Sage, sometimes we'll see the Viper played on this one. It adds for a whole lot, and I would imagine that eventually once Skye does come into play, we'll be seeing the Skye pop up as well. But across the board, it's looking like a mirrored matchup. Saw him leaning on over towards that Reyna, and things have completely switched up here. So Ronaldo, A-okay. He is back on the breach. Dawn gonna be playing smokes. XXiF says, hey, I want off Sentinel duty. Give me Raze. ZK says, I want off Phoenix duty. Give me the Jett here. So I'm interested to see how this plays out, because as I said, it's not the Ascent by any means, but XXiF dropped a 40 bomb. We've seen him on the Duelist absolutely pop off. Now we get to see him on the Raze, who's one of those agents that does incredibly well on this map.
One of the things that I like so far from Dignitas, though, is the fact that MAKKA switched on a breach. We haven't seen Dignitas play breach at all so far today. So breach on Split, especially right now, is a great play. I mean, with all the corners, with all the angles, you want to have a breach, and so MAKKA switching onto that could mess things up for the Pittsburgh Knights just a little bit. But I like seeing the plays by that. But I really think I cannot wait to see XXiF playing Raze, just like you brought up, dude. Like seeing XXiF on Raze, being able to be on the attack, be aggressive. I honestly think that this might be the play that ends up giving them the map in the long run, because if XXiF does what we've seen him do before, Dig isn't going to know how to respond to it.
Yeah, and I mean, as if XXiF's popping off, we know how well the Knights play on this one as well. So that is all. It would a tower crumbling for Dignitas if those two things came together. That's kind of like the Infinity Stones here for the Knights. Once you start to string a few together, one snap and Dignitas could find themselves tied up at 1-1, moving on to Ascent. Now, on the other side of things, although Dignitas doesn't have the best win rate on this map, they have made changes to the roster. So those two changes, again, coming on through for this team could be what gives them maybe not the best edge, or maybe not a 91% win rate, but that X factor in some players that do feel comfortable on this map.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen it from them. We saw their win percentage on Ascent is definitely a little bit of a weird thing, because they do have those new players, and they played better on Ascent earlier today in their first series than we thought they would. And then on Bind, they kind of struggled a little bit here and there on Bind, losing it in map 3 in the first series, and then winning it here before, but you know, having a rough match against the Knights. So maybe their split play is just a little bit better than what we think, as the Knights are already planting the spike right now on the site.
Yeah, a free take onto this B site, as that turret will be placed up just on top of the spike as well, locking things down as the smokes come through. So I'm trying to find his way in, but the blinds are just too much at this point in time. Paint shells come down. Supamen gonna be the first to contact, but one of the first to fall. Orderus gonna be another, as Psalm looks to swing on the side of MAKKA, but it's just not enough. Knights come out on top, and it's ZK with a 3K.
The Knights having free reign to that B site is just that was almost a clinic on how to attack. They got in there quick, they planted the spike, everybody was set up in the right spots. That's what's so difficult on defense, is if you don't lock them down in the beginning and the spike gets planted, it's very difficult to retake. It's much easier to retake on A, but it's difficult to retake on both of these sites.
Yeah, not easy to retake. I think that's an understatement. This map
it's a huge understatement.
Yeah, it's a map that just about everybody hates as a whole. So looking for the retakes can be tough. Now, we do see Dignitas actually opting into force up, so trying to catch this Knights roster off guard. Will spot one. He looks down for the Leer, and Ronaldo's taken down. A bunch of damage traded onto Dawn as well, so things are boding pretty good for this Dignitas roster. Typically, you would expect this round to go the other way, and the Knights, they didn't force up too much. They don't necessarily have that arsenal to match, and I think that's so insane to see that when a team is going to force buy, it's everybody on this team basically force buying across the board. Stingers, sheriffs, whatever it may be. The team that won, they opted to just hanging on to the guns they have, the ghosts they found. It's not a whole lot. Now, ZK back on the board, and it is taking down Orderus, another huge name in that Raze. We're expecting to have a pop-off game. He's going to run right into dephh, and that's another huge name to have off of this roster. ziph's able to find another, and now it's a 3v2. The Knights have started to battle back. Reyna's still alive and the smoke's still available, but it's going to be a 3v2 retake as Dignitas may have put themselves in a pretty tough spot, forcing up in this round, possibly losing it. Paranoia available. I'm going to clear out ropes. Nobody down in there as both of them are corralled up towards heaven. It's Stingers, it's Spectre, and a Ghost across the board for the Knights. It's low HP on the Omen. No utility available from the Killjoys as they are both dead. So you see that alarm bot completely tapped out, and now they're running out of time. Dignitas, they just have to send it unless they want to hold on to this. As the Leer comes through, it's not enough for XXiF to be blinded for too long. It is going to be the Knights to find the round, and Dignitas have just dug themselves an incredible hole here as far as economy goes.
This is a two round hole at a minimum for Dignitas. That's a big problem. I don't love the defense that I'm seeing from them. They're setting up in weird spots. They're not putting somebody on A site proper. They didn't have anybody in heaven on Overwatch at that. I'd love to see something more where they've got 2 on B, 1 on A, and then two sitting around near mid so they can rotate easily. But it's like it looks like they can't make their mind up at how they want to play defense. We're gonna see something more similar to what I just called out, but it's still not a proper defense. As XXiF takes down dephh right there early on. The Knights just know how to play this map. They know how to attack and be aggressive.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's the map to be in love with because everybody hates it. If you go here, I feel like the mental detriment that this map brings to some players. Once you queue this up, even in solo queue, everybody's like, oh, great, split. Oh, great, split. I play this map X amount of times in a row. Why can I not get split? And it's again, the mental detriment that this puts on this Dignitas team to become playing over towards split and now be 3 rounds down. They had a little bit of an idea how they wanted to play. They wanted to be a bit aggro in round number 2 and force up. It ultimately puts them, I guess, 1 round behind because instead of having that bye in round number 3, they get it in round number 4. But now, I mean, it's looked pretty sloppy. We thought Dignitas kind of played well when it comes to sloppy, but on split, definitely not the case. The Knights are far ahead here in this one. It's ZK and XXiF to lead that charge. Don yet to get on the board, but I would imagine a player who's going to have himself a game once he gets the opportunity.
It's honestly nice to see somebody else from the Knights stepping up like ZK is right now. I mean, the Knights are just putting on a clinic of how to play split. And I think you're right. I think there is something to be said for if everybody hates it, then we're going to swerve away from it and we're going to learn how to love it and we're going to learn how to play it right. And the Knights are showing us exactly why that's the case, why you should love a little bit more, because they're showing exactly how to play split right now.
Out of charges.
As the paint shells go through, it is going to deter the push from 2. The heaven has been completely taken here, and from downtown with the stinger, XXiF goes huge, picking up that kill. DSR to follow, and it's a second with the showstopper. The Knights in the first gun round for Dignitas stick it to them, and now it's a 2v4. And they're on this yard sale buy. It was a stinger for XXiF a moment ago. It's a Spectre in the hands of Ronaldo. And I mean, this just goes to show the proficiency on this map for the Knights. Able to lock it down. It's going to force Dignitas to save their only 2 rifles. And it's now going to be 4-0 in favor of the Knights. The last time I saw it, it was 13-1. I don't necessarily think we're going to get the same outcome, but man, it is leaning that way.
I mean, the Knights just, it doesn't even look like Dignitas knows what to do. They don't even look like they know how to adjust to this, because the Knights are attacking from multiple different ways every single round. They're doing it. It's like they have 3 or 4 different plays that they run to get on that B side every single time. And even when they don't go to the B side, it looks like they've got a couple plays for A side too. And Orderus, I mean, we talked about, or not Orderus, XXiF. We talked about wanting to see XXiF on this Raze. XXiF making big plays for his team.
Yeah.
And when a team has the ability to go full buy and they don't, you should be absolutely terrified. And they had the ability to go full buy. They decided to eco one more time because they knew that they had it in hand. They know how to play this. They knew that they were going to win that round. And now look at the economy that they've got with rifles. It's absolutely incredible what the Knights are doing right now.
Yeah, feeling pretty good as it's going to be Sheriffs once more in the hands of Dignitas, as in the close angle, deph's not able to get it done. He's still alive, but only for a moment. As XXiF finds that kill, pushing on towards this A side. MAKKA's going to spot one out. He tries to trade for 2, but it's going to go 1 for 1 across the board. Knights still on top. It's a 4v3. And the 3 remaining for Dignitas will rotate on over through the defender's spawn. Orderus does have a rifle in his hands. He has been a name for this Dignitas squad to come up huge time and time again as that turret spots him out, and the paint shells don't get too much value. Dawn gonna find the kill through the wall, and what more can you ask for? It's now up to 2. The guns are down. Psalm was able to trade it back. Too worried about heaven, and Dawn finds him from hell.
I mean, you can see the play. There's like a feeling with Dignitas right now that they're just struggling. They're just pressing. They're playing. It's like they're playing solos right now. Now I will say Dignitas, they've got 3 ults right now. It looks like they're forcing a buy right here to try to get something going. This is exactly what they did to the Knights in the last round on a map that was supposed to be Dignitas's, and it ended up being a match. So maybe if they could get something going right here as they force buy, they get the op in deph's hands. We've seen what it's done, but deph 0 and 5 right now. I mean, for me, that's the storyline for Dignitas. Having the player who was top of the list for Dignitas in the last map be bottom of the list at 0 and 5 right now is a huge deal.
Yeah, and it's just so crazy to me how much, no matter how much you may have played this game or this map in solo queue, competitive gameplay is just completely different. As Supamen able to get on the board nice and early, that's a huge kill to pick up on ZK, who has been clutch and top fragging for this Knights squad. Unfortunately, that's just a feint over towards B side as DSR takes deph down. That's the operator down, and it's deph still killless here in this game, 6 rounds in. Ronaldo now going to push up through mid, trying to gain some control here. The spike should just be planted on A, and it's going to be another retake. And we've seen this story before. We know how this plays out. The lockdown is available for DSR, and they're just flirting with the idea of getting this spike down for now. Finally, it will come through. They bait out a bit more of that utility. There's the ultimate to come through. That might be what they were waiting for, but the plant still goes down, no less. The 3 remaining members from Dignitas need to pull the trigger if they want to get it done. They've lost their advantage with that ultimate to come through. And now they have to play this one out, working against the clock with that spike down. Dawn is going to fake the shrouded step, and it doesn't seem like Dignitas know what to do. It's going to be another save as they exit through screens. Orderus is able to pick up that operator. It is now 6-0 in favor of the Knights. We've seen Dignitas string 6 together before, but I don't know if this is the map where they get that done. The Knights in full control.
I mean, you look at that 91% win rate and you say, okay, they win split, but how well do they win split? You know, this is a dominating performance by the Knights. This isn't even just hey, we win 91% of the time. It has me wondering what the heck happened the other 9% of the time. It should be 100% win rate the way they're playing it right now. And you look at the top of their board, ZK and XXiF are absolutely popping off right now with DSR 5 and 2. The bottom of their list, they've got Dawn at the bottom of the team list right now. With 2 kills, no deaths, and Ronaldo's 3 and 1. Like, the entire team is playing very well on this map right now, and Dignitas just doesn't know how to react. And every single time they go for a push, whether it's B side or A side, they approach it in a different way. They never do the same. They never have a default. It doesn't seem like on a map that they win 91% of the time, and they're winning dominantly right now. And it's amazing to watch the Knights work on split, to be honest.
Yeah, and it is a piece of art here as that Lear goes through. Supamen gonna be the first on the board once more. That paranoia comes through, but Dawn has the timing and sits the imposter down. He's able to jump away with the shrouded step, and it's a 1-for-1 across the board. But if these teams are even in manpower, I give the advantage to the Knights, as we've seen 6 rounds in a row. Now, Orderus hanging out up in heaven. Needs to get something done here. Still does not have a kill to his name either. He has a stinger in his hands. XXiF gonna creep on up. The spike following close behind up through mid as Orderus looks to change angles. deph gonna find his first kill. That's on ZK. Bottom frag to top frag. You take that any day of the week, but they're not out of the woodworks just yet. All 3 members now funneling into ropes here. That turret gonna spot him out, and maybe not the best place to be as they've been completely given up. Aftershock charged up, not going to be used just yet. Some of that utility going to be popped just in case over towards A side as that flash comes through. The remaining 3 going to try and take B. It's Orderus now getting on the board. He needed that, and Psalm goes huge for another. Ronaldo is able to grab a kill before being traded, and it's all up to Dawn. And it doesn't matter in a 1v3, no matter how proficient on this map, the odds are still against you. Dignitas, against all odds, are able to find a round.
The Knights had me convinced we weren't going to see a single Dignitas round win. in the first half of this map. But maybe this is maybe Dignitas just needed that one, just like the Knights did on Bind. Maybe Dignitas just needed the one. Maybe they can start to settle down a little bit, play defense, and they did a great job of letting the Knights come to them instead of pressing too much. Their economy looks a little bit better now. Supamen, obviously he's got a rifle, but his money's not looking too great. But overall, it looks okay. So Dignitas just needed the one, settle down, make the plays, and try to like go back and figure out what's going wrong. You know, what is it when some of these players like dephh, we've got dephh and we've got Superman. What are you doing wrong? What is it there that you're are you pressing too much? Are you pushing forward and being too aggressive? Do you need to pull back and wait for them to come around that corner for you? Just work backwards and figure out what you need to do moving forward. That's a great start for Dignitas to start doing that on the Knights now.
As the lockdown goes through, not going to get anybody. Psalm able to stand, ice in his veins, use that dismiss to get away. He takes a bit of damage. He's going to be run down, but he's going to find the kill onto Ronaldo. Psalm goes huge for 2, and dephh will find another. Dignitas looking to turn this game around, looking to string together 6 in a row, and it starts with the second. 35 HP on Dawn. And it is a 2v5. What a round. They stop conceding that mid control and they figure it out as it's all up to the 35 HP Omen. And we've seen how this story goes. Dawn, although very clutch, just not clutch in this one. It is a flawless round for Dignitas as they find their second win. And they didn't have to use too much for that. The lockdown was used in everything. They still have theirs. They still have the Empress. They still have the From the Shadows. So a nice spot to be in, finding your second round. And Dignitas, they woke up a little bit, snapped their fingers. Somebody in the Discord or the TeamSpeak popping off to make sure that everybody's starting to fire on all cylinders. Orderus still down at the bottom, but the kills when they did come through, that one kill when it did come through, was in a huge manner. So that's all that you can really ask for.
Well, you had Psalm and Superman step up. You know, we just talked about them. You had them step up. But what did we talk about before we even went into this map? Mid control. That mid control is so important. And if you can shut the attackers down at mid, then you can control the map on defense. And it looks like they're pulling back from mid a little bit right now. And honestly, the Knights are getting ready for a mid push, so they need to be ready on mid. But if you can hold that mid control and keep it there as they smoke out that mid area right now, then you can hold defense on this map. And Dignitas figured that out, just like you said, and that's helped them out in the last 2 rounds.
They do still have to worry about that ultimate from Ronaldo. A big one to worry about at that. The breach gets so much value here on this map. Just as you see, the Raze gets quite a bit of value too. All these tight corners, the boom bot, it makes it hard to get away. The paint shells, the showstopper, whatever it may be. There's just a couple of agents that can do so much here in this one. Now, it's B stacked up for the Knights. You're going to find themselves running through a couple of mollies in the 2 nano swarms. The turret there as well. It hasn't been as much mid control in this one, but 2 playing up towards
30
heaven
seconds left.
as those smokes come through. dephh gonna peek on down towards long. He's gonna spot one out. He tries to jump away. It's Ronaldo to fall. The dash onto the side. He's not able to escape, but Psalm up top, able to dismiss on down. 36 HP. As he tosses out the Lear, is going to be answered with the paint shells. The spike yet to be planted. It's actually the spike to swing wide. It's Dawn to find 2, who will now look for the plant. And it's a 2v3. Orderus going to toss out paint shells of his own. Try and get some damage down quite a bit onto Dawn. Now 2 are in the back corner. And the showstopper has been queued up. But that kill doesn't matter because it's a 4K for Dawn. And the Knights grab one back.
Dawn needed to step up. And Dawn stepped up big right there. 7-3 now for their team. And really, honestly, Dawn right there getting the kill on Superman and then catching the flash right there was a huge play, getting the couple of kills. Hey, you died at the end, it doesn't matter. You killed everybody else. So that was a big play by Dawn for the Knights, not letting Dignitas continue to roll and catch up even more. Now they feel they have even more cushion, and let's see if the Knights can start to roll a little bit more like they did before. Start to snowball a little bit, push Dignitas a little bit more, and be aggressive. Go in with some of these awkward attacks that they have that seem to be working.
And now ZK, blades in hand, is going to get spotted out towards hell. Takes a bit of damage, but should be A-okay. As the flashes come through, the jump onto the site, it's XXiF to find 1. A satchel charge play, an aggressive Raze play, as MAKKA goes huge, and it's blue for 3 across the board. Now the Knights find themselves on the back foot. That turret up towards heaven, making things a bit more difficult. We do that Killjoy ultimate coming on through. It's going to push the Knights away for now. And Ronaldo in a bad spot. He's going to have to cross all the way through heaven. He's going to have to get spotted out. That turret has since been taken down, and now he's safe. But not behind that sign. That can be wall bang through. Psalm is able to find the kill, and it's all up to Dawn. A 4K in the last will need to come up clutch here in this one as well. As the shots go through, he's not able to find the damage. He's a bit healthy, so it's not too bad. He has the ultimate, but he doesn't have the spike. So unfortunately, Dawn will fall. It's the operator to come on through, and dephh will silence the Omen here. No 4K this time around.
Dignitas did a much better job of playing A site on that one. They were up in heaven. They rotated over as soon as they knew it was over there. The rotation went quickly. They all got there in time, and that's what we need to see from Dignitas moving forward. They need to work together, and they've done a really good job of taking 3 out of the last 4 rounds, communicating, working together, moving at the same time. Orderus starting to pick it up just a little bit, but now we're seeing the double op between Orderus and dephh, which we saw in their first series earlier today. We saw them do that for a couple of rounds, and Orderus very deadly with that op in his hands. And I want to see if this works out for him. dephh takes down ZK early on, but Dignitas might be able to roll just a little bit and maybe make this more of a match.
Yeah, and so it's one of those situations we see ZK dash on in, try and get the foothold onto B heaven, not able to do that. dephh finds the op kill and then just has to slowly mosey on out of there, which is typically why we don't see your Killjoy with the operator, but they're able to make it work some way, somehow. Now Orderus holding a tight angle from a push towards B main. One on the flank. It is going to be that Raze. It is going to be XXiF playing up towards heaven. May just get a couple of kills in the back as they're creeping through the smoke. There's the op shot to come on through. The ultimate going to be stopped, and a satchel charge to go out to stop the push for now. Orderus goes huge with another kill. Now has those paint shells available, is able to toss it out, but on the flank goes XXiF, but he gets sat down. A couple of kills traded back and forth. Dawn back on the board, but this one in a 1v5 needs to find the ace. He does not have the spike once more, and Dawn may just be forced to save. We might see Dignitas go on the hunt, and the Knights will find themselves on the back foot once more. Dignitas down 6-0 at one point, now clawing their way back into a 7-5, possibly. It's looking pretty good for this squad in the economy, just based off of Dawn here alone. 500 credits, that's not great. You have to save here. Even with your loss bonus, you would not be able to afford too much. So if for the Knights' sake, Dawn needs to get away with this one, as they are going to let that clock run down. It is going to be that crippled economy coming on through, saving as an attacker with that spike going down. And we'll see what the Knights can piece together. Because the economy, it's not great. It's sticks and stones, it's slingshots, and it's a bad spot to be.
It's brass knuckles if they throw that in the game. Yeah, I mean the Knights, for them to come out as strong as they were, but I mean we just saw right there Orderus coming out with that op, going now obviously Orderus getting off the op now, going back to something else. But anytime Orderus has that op in his hands, and Orderus and dephh go into that double op mode, I haven't seen them lose a round doing that yet. I would almost say stick with that, although I get it, the Knights are going to be expecting that now, so you want to get off and kind of surprise them, confuse them with something else. But I would have liked them to see them with a double op round at least one more time and hold down A site right here. That looks like where the Knights are going to push.
Yeah, as the flashes come through, it's not going to deter XXiF from jumping on in. Now both satchels down, so not jumping towards the site, just able to clear through that A main, as it will be answered with the paint shells. Orderus not going to find too much there. There's the operator, the shot, and somehow it lands.
My goodness.
Onto ZK. dephh cannot be stopped here. He's pushed away for now, but what a great start to this round.
dephh has had a few of those shots today that just make me go, oh, just like that. Oh, with dephh taking down Dawn. Just incredible op play by dephh today.
Now, this is a little bit spooky. We are going to switch sides. It's only XXiF now in a 1v5. The Knights, they have to battle back from these crazy situations, and they can't do it in the last few rounds. Dignitas, they finally figured it out, right? They found that secret recipe. They know the secret Krabby Patty formula. But then they have to switch sides. So now we have to see them on attack, completely try and figure out Knights again here on Split. And I don't think that we're out of the woodworks just yet. If you are a Dignitas fan, I think the Knights should be able to mount a pretty stout defense.
No, I mean, you're happy if you're Dignitas, right? You're absolutely happy about this because you were down 6-0, and now somehow you found a way to bring it back, and now you're only down by 2. You're going on the attack, so you would have liked to be in a little bit better position after being on defense, but you're going into attack now, and now they've got a little bit of that momentum. So if they can take that momentum into this half, and keep rolling. But you're right, they have to figure out the Knights. What are the Knights going to do on defense? We've already seen they have some incredible offensive strategies, so if they've got some defensive strategies that are similar to that, then it might be difficult for Dignitas to figure it out. They may not figure it out in time.
I got the spike.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if that was a satchel to try and stop a push coming from the A site, or if Orderus was actually trying to use that there, but at the end of the day, no matter what it was, it did detour the push over towards this A site. Now we get to see, right? Dignitas maybe not as comfortable on this map as we've seen. They banded away in the last one. Their win percentage on this one's not great. Paying attention to the Pittsburgh Knights, watching the way they play defense. I mean, it's arguably the way you should play with a 91% win percentage here, as dephh gonna find the first kill. It's ZK to fall early once more, but Dawn to answer back. He tries to get away, but supamen will find the imposter and take Dawn down. Now, Dignitas on this site, they toss the spike on over, and they're gonna try and plant it default here as DSR, no utility, is going to get spotted out. It's a jumping right click. That spike will go down, and now Dignitas will need to play defense once more to try and protect in the post plant. 2 up towards heaven, and it's just going to get silenced. Dignitas, they close out the last half in dominant fashion. They come back for this pistol round, and they look to tie things up in the same exact fashion.
I think Orderus needs to make that satchel charge play at the beginning of every round. Yep. It worked out. I mean, that was great by Dignitas. They were aggressive. They immediately went in there. They took over. They planted the spike, and I think that's how they're going to have to play it against the Knights. With the Knights being so efficient on split, Dignitas is going to have to do what they do best, and that's play a little bit, play fast, play quick, play aggressive, and keep them on their toes. We've talked about it before. They thrive in the chaos, so create some chaos. That way you can take advantage of those situations.
And so right there, over towards A, you see the paint shells tossed out. You see the satchel charges used. That is a Knight's play. That is, you toss the turret down. It's going to stop anybody from pushing in, and it allowed the Killjoy to grab the ult orb there. So DSR going to be a bit closer to the ultimate. And that's one of those things that you can pick up here on Split as to how these Knights play. And going back to that last round, obviously the Knights losing, but 91% win percentage, you can't knock that as a whole on this map. So whatever they're doing, it definitely feels like the right thing. And for Dignitas to pick up a pistol round win, to pick up 6 rounds here in this one, I mean, hey, they're already doing better than Time In, which is a 13-1, and they're looking to deliver a second loss here. Now, this round should be a fairly easy one, as it's a full save across the board. You obviously have some weapons on the Dignitas side, the Spectres, a couple SMGs, maybe Ghosts. They are looking to pick up some operators, as that turret now going to be out of range.
30 seconds left.
It's going to be called back, and the spike will be planted. We get that zoom in, and it's going to be 4 members Orderus is running into. He makes it away, but barely 20 HP as he spotted just about everybody. And now MAKKA going to hold this angle with his Spectre and try his luck at it. Not able to get the spray down, but dephh is, as he looks to spray through the smoke. Now wary of heaven as he backs away, still nice and healthy as that boombot comes through. The dash onto the side. ZK, low HP, gonna be taken down. That's dephh to find the kill. Now the classics come out. It's gonna be traded back and forth, and it's all up to Dawn, but he will fall once more. supamen will find his counterpart to close things out, and Dignitas will find another round win, tying us up at 7. Knights been silenced.
Yeah, I was waiting for Dignitas to make a push on B, because you saw the Knights all clustered over. It looked like they were clustered over towards the back of A, waiting for that A push. And Dignitas, I wanted to see him. There was no cover on mid. There was no cover on B site. And I wanted to see them move a little bit quicker. It still worked out in their favor. But they had B site open for so long. Finally got in there and planted the spike. But take that mid. Just push straight through mid if you don't see anything there. Or I like that they went all the way around to B, but do it quicker. I want to see them move quicker. Be aggressive, because that's the type of play that's going to throw the Knights off.
And now we get to see the Knights with a full buy to their name. So they're going to have some rifles across the board and should look to be able to answer back against some of the aggression. That turret has since been taken down. That nanoswarm going to be used. Not going to find too much, as Orderus just made it out of range. Now peeking Psalm, looking the wrong way, and Orderus not there to stop that kill from coming through, but he is there to trade it. Now XXiF from downtown, looking to hold over towards A main, where the rest of the team may just funnel on in. He has since conceded his position, moved on over to elbow. As Heaven gets cleared out, this close corner towards main gets cleared out as well. XXiF on the side should have a nice angle. He finds one, he finds two. What a beautiful spray down from XXiF to find those kills, and through the box he finds another. What a round from the Knights.
I mean, what a round from XXiF. Like, the Knights were in good position. They played good defense there, but XXiF was in the best position he absolutely could have been, getting those 3 kills right there. Dignitas thought maybe not that they had a clear path to the A site, but if they would have just taken down XXiF, they would have been able to take it over and set up. But XXiF showing us exactly why we were talking about him before this game even started, before this match even started. He's just dropping 3 like that in that kind of a moment, especially getting the last one through the wall bang, being in the right place at the right time, and being as skilled as he is. That was a great play by XXiF.
Placing swarm grenade.
And now the Knights able to steal back some of the momentum, get back in their groove here on defense, and all it took was an actual full buy before they were able to silence some of these Dignitas plays. Turret still alive, so still being a nuisance up towards Heaven, as XXiF is able to find another kill. You just cannot peek towards A, and like you said before, maybe just go B for Dignitas, because XXiF is an absolute nuisance, as DSR finds another onto dephh, who had the flank, and supamen, maybe he's rethinking things as he looks to peek up. Not the place to be after you just saw your teammate die here at the top of ropes.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to be in that position. This is a tough spot for supamen.
Blinding.
Just gonna toss out the paranoia. Now we jump on board the other Omen, who tossed out a paranoia himself. I'm able to find one, tries to heal up, but Dawn will take him down, and now Orderus has absolutely no clue where this Omen is playing as he's backed away.
Left.
It's 20 HP on Orderus. Shots come through, and now it's only 20 HP for Dignitas, as those sheriff shots land onto one, looking for Ronaldo for another, and it's tactical shooter timing there at the end for Orderus. He looks away just before spotting another and gets taken down. It was a save round, but now Dignitas can answer back with some rifles. It's still a very scary spot to be. The Knights seem to have found their groove in this one on defense.
Yeah, I love the cat and mouse games that Dawn plays. Whenever Dawn's on those points, like it's just such a great to see maneuvering back and forth. It's like, okay, I kill one there, I know they're going to come over to this side, I'm going to shoot him there, then I'm going to come over to this side, and just play those chess matches. We've seen him play that all day long. Dawn has done an incredible job. Just I would honestly put him on B site and let him work just like they're doing right now, because he's done everything he can for this team.
Yeah, and speaking of work, Dignitas going to work nice and early here in this one. The 3 remaining members do have their ultimates available in that From the Shadows, Showstopper, and the Lockdown, as that alarm bot is going to get destroyed. Gives a bit of information that Dignitas are looking to push up through mid. DSR is going to back away. Psalm catches Dawn with the paranoia out, so not with his pants down. A free kill to come on through. Now it's up to 2. Once more, Lockdown and Showstopper are available, but maybe not the round to use it here for the Knights, as the Dignitas roster trying to string a few together. DSR gonna get caught out on the flank, and it's all up to XXiF, who's been pretty nutty, but not necessarily in retake fashion. It's mostly when he's got a few members just running it down right at him, and we'll see if in the 1v4 with the ultimate available, I mean, utility outside of the boom, but very doable here for this Raze, should he find a couple of early kills.
Yeah, I don't mind him looking for some picks, see if he can get a couple of kills, and then if he can, that's great. See what you can do from there, and then if you can't, just kind of back off. I like him playing it slow, trying to save, getting Superman right there. I mean, that's the one pick. If he can, it looks like he's going to try to see if he can pick up some of these. He knows he's being hunted, so I think this is a smart play by XXiF right here. They've got a little cushion, so they can give this one up.
Yeah, not the end of the day, especially with those credits in hand. The loss, the save bonus, I guess, if you want to call it a bonus, to the credits, not going to hurt too bad. He'll still be sitting 5,300 credits there with that kill coming on through. It's 1,000 for the save, because you are now punished for saving. and then 200 for that kill to come through. And it's, you know, he takes a little bit of hurt economy, but he also hurts the economy across the board because he found that kill on a Superman. And when you look at that now, he's flirting with the idea. He does get a buy from one of his teammates, but he was flirting with the idea of just sticking with armor. This time around, it will be full armor across the board. This round very important for both of these teams. Obviously, they want to win the round, but the economy across the board, it's not great. You've got a couple members that may be able to buy, but whoever comes out on top of this one may be able to grab a few more rounds. We're not in that economy where one team is way ahead for 3 or 4 rounds in a row, as now it's just a complete take through B main. Ronaldo is here. He tries to flash out, but he's too close to the action. dephh is going to silence Ronaldo with a headshot through the wall. Now, B-side has been conceded, and the Knights are looking to play retake, but those ultimates that were available before are still available now. The showstopper, the lockdown, the two that I'm looking at for this one, as that lockdown gets queued up, it is going to get placed down. It is going to be answered in response as that ult comes through. Now they're going to push right on through. They're trying to push to the ultimate, and MAKKA able to pick it up. They're able to take it down. ZK on the outside, but it's all up to him. And Dignitas, they were not afraid of that lockdown. They take the fight right to it, and they come out on top.
And that's what we've been talking about with Dignitas. Be aggressive, push that, because the Knights, anytime they get pressured, especially since we've seen them on this map on Split, anytime they get pressured, they're not used to that. They're used to being the aggressors. They're used to being the ones putting the pressure and pushing on the other team. So Dignitas making some really great adjustments there and making sure they're the ones to apply the pressure and move forward. So Dignitas doing a great job adjusting, bring it back 9-9. If the Knights had won that round and gone up 10-8, that puts Dignitas in a pretty rough position moving forward. But now at 9-9, they can actually do something. And it looks like the Knights are trying to figure out where they want to set up on defense, trying to take that mid control right now, which is perfect because that's exactly where Dignitas is going to try to take. He's ready to go. And Tanner, I mean, I like this. I like that aggression by Dignitas.
The aggression has really been when Dignitas, it pays off in their favor. They're able to make things scrappy and awkward, and then they're able to somehow scratch away a victory, or at the very least an advantage here. As things a bit slower in this one, you know, those breach flashes, they make it hard to come through. Those knives have since been queued up. That break from available on the exit. As Orderus away. DK gonna find one kill before backing away back up into heaven.
Oh, MAKKA getting the big kill right there on DSR. ZK moving right here, trying to get up into heaven to see what he can see, but looks like Psalm is going to be able to plant on A site. Superman taking out ZK right there, and Dawn going down. That is a big problem right now, but we got a 4v1 by Dignitas. Dignitas applying the pressure again, staying aggressive, and it's really putting the Knights down. And Ronaldo right now looks like he's just going to try to move forward, see if he can pick somebody off, see if he can move and get a kill. But Psalm is ready for it, taking Ronaldo down, and Dignitas wins the round, now going up 10-9. And now this becomes a massive issue for the Knights. The Knights have been, they got ahead early on in the first half. They've been the aggressors the entire time, and now Dignitas is starting to punch them back, and the Knights don't seem to know what to do. Dignitas taking this round and going up 10-9, that's a big problem for Pittsburgh. Tanner. Well, as it looks like right now the Knights have 3 ults, which is great for them. So this round is absolutely winnable. Anytime you got XXiF right now with the showstopper, around, it could be a big right now. XXiF not quite being able to get the picks that he wanted to get off of that, and taking a little bit of damage, which could be bad for the Knights moving forward. That is not the play that you want if you're the Knights right now, down 1 round. But Dignitas playing this really smart, slowly moving forward. Orderus moving up that ramp, trying to find somebody, but DSR is sitting there waiting for him. DSR waiting. Oh, Psalm finds DSR. DSR goes down, and now it's a 5-on-4 as Dignitas moves into A side. This is a big take for them. And now it looks like the Knights are going to have to look for the retake, but it's going to be difficult as Dignitas sets up in all the right spots. Ronaldo looking to see if he could see anybody on ramp, but he's got somebody sitting there waiting for him. The spike planted. The Knights have got to move forward and push. They're down one right now on the 4v3, but they've got to do something quick or else they're not going to be able to get that spike, Tanner.
Yeah, and it's an awkward place to be. Dignitas full momentum as Dawn is able to find a kill and trade it back here. Playing against the time, though, are the Knights, and Psalm with 3, Psalm with 4, Psalm looking for the ace, but Orderus gonna steal it away. No, don't report Orderus. If you're Dignitas, you take what you can get, and it's an 11-9 victory here over the Knights. They're looking to take a huge chunk out of that percentage. It was only 11 games played, so you slap another loss on there and thinks that 91%, I don't know how the math shakes out, but 10 out of 12 is definitely not... it's not as good as 10 out of 11.
Well, here's the thing that in this map that's been big for Dignitas is all day we've talked about Psalm, and Psalm needed to step up in some different moments on some other maps and other series. He had some great plays, but we just wanted to see more from him. Well, we're starting to see more from him here on Split. He has been a huge factor for Dignitas. You saw it there in that last round. He has been he's come up big for Dignitas multiple times. And now with Dignitas taking the 2-round lead, this gets very, very difficult for the Knights. They've got to make some really great plays and play very tight.
Yeah, and we talked about what Split does to a team mentally, right? The Knights, they feel great. It's their map pick. For Dignitas, they're kind of kicking themselves in the butt. They may be moping around as dephh pushes up. He's going to find the first kill onto Ronaldo. Now looking to push to match point as ZK's completely blind, but he's going to find 2. He switches things back around, and XXiF finds a paint shell kill. The Knights aren't done. It's up to Supamen, who has to have a 4K to close things out. He tries to find the spray down onto 1. It's going to be enough for 1 kill. Now he needs to be good for 3. All 3 remaining have since swarmed on this spike, and Supamen is going to have a very hard time to get this one done. Right now, he's queued up to KO Ken. He needs to go Super Saiyan. He needs to have that gold hair with the aura around him in order to get it done. But it may just be a save. He has 5,000 credits in the bank. He may just opt into playing aggressively, but he needs to be wary about his own dark cover. It is not going to be that. ZK will sit him down. DSR on the flank, not able to creep up fast enough. The Knights have since battled back. They're showing signs of life. They're not giving up just yet. It was 4 in a row for Dignitas before the Knights finally answered back. And now both of these teams in winning positions, right? Neither team at 12. You string a few together, whether it goes either way, and you're looking at a victory here. Obviously, it would be huge. It would mean Dignitas moves forward and the Knights go home. If the Knights win, they're taking us to game number 3. Rifles across the board, full armor board. A very big round.
This is absolutely massive. You look at the economic disadvantage that the Knights have. So if Dignitas goes to match point here, I'm not sure that everybody gets a full buy in the next round for the Knights. So you're at a huge disadvantage there. And with Dignitas having match point, the Knights have to take this right here and hope that they can go into hope that they can get match point after this, make a run there. I mean, worst case scenario, you push it into overtime and you hope your expertise and your efficiency on this map helps you out. But the Knights need this round or else they will be going home.
A huge round as we are in a tactical pause. I believe it was Dignitas picking that one up, and we're jumping back into the game. So they needed a breather. They needed to go back to the drawing board to see how they can look to grab this match point against the Knights that have been standing very strong. The hunt begins. Pushing over towards A is scary because XXiF is there, and he shuts basically everything down. Pushing over towards B, we're going to run into a bit more opposition as the ultimates come through. Not going to find too much. 9 HP on Dawn as he backs away. Psalm, the Empress, available and used, looking to make plays over towards this B site. It's the HP advantage in favor of Dignitas as no kills have come through, but both Dawn and Ronaldo very low when it comes to that resource. Now dephh trying to creep up, possibly meeting 2 as those smokes go out. He just wants to clear this A site, maybe buy a bit of attention, a bit of time as he peeks through. He's gonna find the kill onto 1 and he's gonna make it out alive. What a huge pickup. dephh, he might not be at top of the leaderboard for kills, but he's definitely there for his team. XXiF is able to trade that kill back. Orderus to open things up on this B site. ZK with 46 HP will not have the same round that he just had moments ago. The spike will be planted. It's 3 HP on Dawn, who will be now on 0 HP. And XXiF needs to come up huge. He's got 2 kills to his name. It would be the ace. It would be a titanic effort. But it's Orderus to take him down, to find the imposter, and move Dignitas to match point.
And Orderus coming up big again. In the moments when Dignitas needs somebody to step up and take a round, say, hey, we need this round, Orderus steps up right then, showing how effective he can be for this team, especially on Raze. And that was a big round for them. Now you look, the Knights don't even get a full buy. We see a Sheriff out there, we see a Spectre out there, and we see some half shields. Dignitas is going to have a massive advantage here. They've got a full buy, they've got full shields. This is going to be a hard take for the Knights.
MAKKA going to open things up onto XXiF over towards that A site. It has been completely impossible to take that site. So now to have that kill, DSR looking to follow here as they push right through ropes. No, the play. What is happening? Dignitas is able to trade it back and forth, but they could have taken heaven for free. Now we're looking at even across the board. Supamen is able to spot out ZK, and Dignitas have that man advantage. They feint towards A, they plant towards B. The spike has been planted, and the post plant is favorable for Dignitas. Not only up a member, but playing off the site as well. As Psalm's gonna find one, he's able to use that dismiss to get away, and Dignitas are looking to close it out right here, right now. DSR with the peak, but it's Psalm who had been quiet. It's big dig energy, and they will go on to fight another day.